As I was thinking that that I should have dressed up as a French painter today with the beret on and a paintbrush and the palette and the clean canvas, because we're going to talk about that today. I don't really know what a French accent is. That was my best I could do, guys. Sorry. Fantastic. Thank you so much. Okay, so first of all, if you were not here last week and you're, a pretty regular attender, even if you're not, we would love to give you the CD of last week's talk. So if you have not listened to this yet, if you would raise your hand, and Cheryl's going to bring these to you. Got to kind of keep your hand up there a little bit. I'm going to take this one because I don't need this one. Because we would love for everyone to listen to it. And if we don't have enough, we will make some more during the service. So, over here, Cheryl. Yeah. Yeah. It is also online. Yes, you can go to unityofspringfield.org, and we're going to get some more made. Susan's got a few more. Okay, Ron needs one. Okay, so yeah, we'll have a few more, and I'll tell you what, during our love offering, we'll make sure to do that again, so that we need, how many more do we need, if you'll raise your hand, guys? Okay, thank you. All right. So last week, we talked about very, very openly our ministry's finances and our responsibility as friends and members of Unity of Springfield to step up in our commitment to supporting our ministry in a higher way, because we have come here to be something together that is so much bigger than us individually. And I'm happy to share that many of you immediately filled out the little paper to have the $28 a month taken out, and that was exciting. So since some of you weren't here, we've been in a deficit for quite a while, and we're ready to move into a different experience. And Jim realized that if each of us gave $28 more a month, that we could at least for the next 3 months break even, that we wouldn't be in the red, which would be so great. And so I want to tell you a couple things that happened, because we had a number of you do that. We had somebody come in and actually give us a check for the last 3 months plus all of 2017. And then, yeah, woohoo! And then we had somebody who attends and just is inspired by the message and send us a check for $1,000. And so things are happening, and we're excited about that. Yes. And I am claiming for us that there will be more than enough that will continue to flow into our ministry together, so that we can do what we have come here to be together. Can I get an amen on that? Yes, amen. Okay. So last week we also we talked about creating a vision, and that's going to be more of what we're going to talk about, creating a vision today. And that's going to be on the CDs that you got. But it was just, I just kind of shared what my vision would be of Unity of Springfield. And so down through these doors, down the hallway into the hall to your right, the big Post-it notes are still out there, and it has different areas of the church. And if you'd like to put your ideas on there, we would love to have those ideas, so we can collectively create a vision of what we see as Unity of Springfield. So I told you last week too that I was going to share with you some more facts about us and our budget things, and I'm only going to take a few minutes to do this. But I was looking at our expenses, and so I wanted you to kind of know what our main expenses are: insurance, our office, our supplies, equipment, software updates, web page, postage, our payroll, our utilities, our buildings and grounds, and then we have things like income and expense. So a concert brings in money, and we also have expense for that: workshops, fundraisers, and things like that. And just overall supplies: having somebody mow the lawn, having somebody come in and do the snow for us, things like that. And you know what one of our lowest expenses is, and this does not make me happy, is our youth program, because we should be investing big time in our youth program, because these kids deserve the best youth program they can possibly get here at Unity of Springfield. Yeah. Yeah. And so that's an area that I would like to see us really increase and maybe even pull in some full-time staff ultimately for that. That would be awesome. And I did want to let you may not know that there are 12 employees here, because you see me and you see Joe and you see the girls in the office and John, but there's Richard, who does our cleaning for us. Let's see, our junior Sunday school co-directors, our youth director, our sound, John has been doing that for decades, our volunteer coordinator, and of course our licensed Unity teachers. I just wanted to let you know a little bit about that. Okay, so last week I talked about the first two guiding principles of Unity. That is, God is and I am. And everything in our life issues out of our relationship and our understanding to what these mean in our lives. And so we talked about God is. God is the one and only presence and power. And the reason it's important that we know that, and we say this every week to get it deep down in us, because that means that no one and nothing is against us. That means that there isn't some entity outside of us that is trying to trip us up. And that means that God is for us. And so let's say together, God is for me. Yes, and God is both immanent and transcendent within us and all around us. God is love. God is infinite possibilities and potentialities. And I love this quote that says, I am not all that God is, but all that I am is God. And so you know what that means? Well, let's say that together first. I am not all that God is, but all that I am is God. And so this is what it means, and let's say this together. Everything that God is, I am. I am made in the image and likeness of God. I am divine intelligence. I am creativity. I am love. I am infinite possibilities and potentialities. I am good. And say this with some attitude. I am all that I am. And you are. And really think about this, because we forget this. And we forget it too easily in our daily journey. That we are all this, and we are so much more than that. And imagine what life would be if we were so much more awake. And we went through every day, and we dealt with everything in our life from this perspective of remembering who we really are. Wow, we are powerful, powerful, powerful beyond measure. The title of today's talk is Get a Bigger God. And I like that concept, because so many times we can intellectually know that God is, oh my gosh, just no words. God is so amazing. God is so infinite and awesome. And yet our limited mind, our human mind, keeps God very small in our daily journey. If we're living in fear and worry and frustration and anger, then we're probably living with a pretty small concept of God. And I want to tell you, my God is pretty big. My God is limitless. How about your God? So we're going to say that together. My God is big. My God is limitless. And now, okay, so for a moment, let's go back here. Okay, so if God is limitless and I am, all that I am is God, what does that mean about me? Oh, wow. Is that pretty cool? Do you know that? Know it deep within your being, not just here, but do you know that? Because as we know it, our lives are going to change. As we know it, as we realize it deep within us. So today we're gonna do some review on the fact that we have been gifted with an amazing thinking mind and our co-creative abilities that we have. Here's the thing, you guys, we're co-creating all the time, whether we know it or not. And so today is about really waking up and taking control of this thinking mind and directing it towards what it is that we truly desire to experience and away from all of this other stuff, because if we're in this other stuff, we're co-creating that, right? Yeah, we are. And so today is about that. So I want to share with you that how many of us have had like a book that was that initial thing that kind of woke us up? Yeah, a lot of us. Well, back in about 86, 87, I came across a book, and it really was the life changer book for me at that time. And it's called The Game of Life and How to Play It by Florence Scovel Shinn. Anybody read that? Yeah. Well, I'm always researching and looking, and so I popped this book off of my bookshelf, and it was like, oh my gosh, I opened it up, and it just excited me again like it did before, only I'm at such a different place in my life. And so, but it was like, I love how she writes. And Florence Scovel Shinn, this book was written in 1925. 1925, that excites me because it just tells us how old New Thought is, but it goes way back beyond that too. But, we had some really incredible writers in those early years. And she was an artist, and she was an author, and she was a metaphysical teacher in New York City in the early 20s. And, she was an outstanding proponent of the power of our thoughts. And I thought, well, what a perfect direction to be going today. Now, I do want to tell you that if you want these books, you can get and you have a Kindle, you can go to Amazon.smile.com and put Unity of Springfield as your charitable organization. And you can find 4 of her books on there for Kindle for like $2.99. So don't go with the first one. Take a look. Or you can just go to Google and download a PDF of it, because it's an old book, so you can just get it online. So today I want to share with you truth. Because really, it's when we know the truth is truly what sets us free. Sets us free. And so we're going to talk about the truth today as it relates to our individual lives and having a more abundant experience of life in our world today. Okay, so she says, the scripture from Proverbs, keep thy heart or imagination with all diligence, for out of it are the issues of life. The scripture says, as a man thinketh in his heart, so it's this heart space is part of our imagination, part of that energy and that vibration. So keep it, this is ours to really protect, because everything issues out of that. So what she's saying is that sooner or later, whatever it is that we're constantly focused on is going to externalize in our affairs in one way or another. How many of us know that already to be the truth? Yeah. So we must learn to train our imaging faculty. We have this beautiful gift of imagination, and we have the opportunity to train it. So let's do a little bit of a reminder on some things first. That she says the subconscious is simply power without direction. It is like steam or electricity, and it does what it is directed to do. It has no power of induction. So we look at kind of 3 phases of mind: our conscious mind, our subconscious mind, and super consciousness, which is God. And I love this because the subconscious is the power, but in and of itself, it doesn't do anything insofar it doesn't give itself direction. She says that the conscious mind has been called mortal or carnal mind. It is the human mind and sees life as it appears to be. It sees death, disaster, sickness, poverty, and limitation of every kind. And it impresses the subconscious. So our conscious mind, our thinking mind, is impressing the subconscious mind with whatever we're thinking about on a regular basis. And guess what? Because the subconscious mind is power, as soon as the conscious mind is impressing it, it immediately goes to work. it immediately goes to work. Now, the superconscious mind is the mind of God within each man and is the realm of perfect ideas. It is, in fact, the perfect pattern spoken of by Plato. And when it says the realm of perfect ideas, it's the realm of infinite ideas. It really is the realm of infinite possibilities and potentialities. There's no one opportunity in a lifetime. There's no one right way. You know, it's infinite, the possibilities and potentialities. And she says that each of us has come forth with a divine design within us. And it's in this realm of the superconsciousness that perfect pattern is there for us to get in tune with and to express that divine design that we have come here to be. And I love it because she said there's a perfect picture, and it usually flashes across our consciousness as something that is impossible or too good to be true. Usually something that we think, I could never do that, or, oh my gosh, I'm not worthy of that, or, wow, that could never happen in my life. And what it is, you know, for me, it's just that divine design, it's just pressing in upon us, and it's saying, hey, remember, you do have this. You are this. You have everything you need to live the life that you really desire to live. And it's just reminding us of that. And we just have to remember that when those ideas in opposition to that come up, you know, to be aware that they're coming up. And I'm going to tell you what to do with that. Okay, so a super consciousness is the divine ideas, and their divine ideas, a lot of them are yet unexpressed. So the super consciousness is the kingdom of heaven. So where's the kingdom of heaven? It's within, and it's right here at hand. And so and we have come forth from and as the super consciousness or God. So everything that we need, it is right here. It is. It always has been. It always will be. And we just forget, and we go to the outer world before we go to our inner realm. We move out here and we look at what's out here and we look at what has been, and we get into fear and angst and frustration because we haven't first gone within and allowed ourselves to just be filled and open out the way to which all of these divine ideas can just pop. Have you ever had an idea just pop and you're going, oh, that came out of nowhere? Yeah, happens all the time, doesn't it? And I believe that when we take that time to go within that time to just be, that we open the way out through which God flows these ideas into us. And I love that. That's exciting to me. So, so we direct our consciousness in a certain direction. And the thing is that if we're not really awake and aware, and we talk about this all the time, one of the most important things for us to do is to wake up and become aware. But if we're not, we're pointing our consciousness in a direction that we probably really don't want to go. And that's because, why? Because we have all this programming in there, because we've been given all these ideas about what's possible, what's not possible. And so the visual for me is that, you know, we have the super consciousness, and in this realm of the super consciousness are the divine ideas. And then we have our conscious mind. And so our conscious mind, our thinking mind, impresses upon the subconscious mind these ideas. And the conscious mind, being that it doesn't do anything of itself, just takes these ideas and it says, yes, okay. And so I did a skit one time, and so it was where the conscious mind is giving orders to the subconscious mind. And then the subconscious mind, there's a little subconscious mind manager. And so let's just say, you know, that years and years and years we've been told that there's not enough, that money doesn't grow on trees, that you have to work really hard, that the economy is the factor in your financial well-being, or we're fearing that we're not going to have enough, that we're not going to have retirement or things like that. So the conscious mind has been feeding these orders to the subconscious mind for years and years and years. Yeah? Okay. So it could be anything. I mean, it could be as simple as that you're out somewhere and you see a $10 bill laying somewhere. And the moment that you see money, ping, your subconscious mind goes, oh, money, and it goes to the big filing cabinet, and there's probably a lot of filing cabinets when it comes to money in our lives, and it pulls out, oh yeah, money's bad, there's a lack, everything that we have taken in to believe about money. And since the subconscious mind is power, then what happens? Oh, man, we're feeling the emotion of it now. And that's an energy that's being vibrated, and then our thinking mind gets in there. And so the law of attraction, the law of mind action is that what we put out comes back to us. And so that's why we have to train our conscious mind. We have to train our conscious mind to start giving new orders to our subconscious mind and do it over and over and over again until when we see a $10 bill on the ground and we go, money, it's like, oh, money feels so good to me. This is great. There's more than enough. And can you relate to that? Because I know in my life, boy, I can relate to that. You know, if something comes up about money and it's all those years of the filing cabinets full of, there's not enough. There's never going to be enough. And so I know in my life, I've had to work really hard at this. And here's the thing, you guys, I would like to say, just pray about it and bam, it's done. And that would be awesome. But we're human beings. And most of us will go back into our stinking thinking after we've prayed about it. And so it takes effort and it takes work for us to change that dynamic in our conscious mind. And so, you know, how do we do that? How do we change these ideas? Well, first of all, remember the scriptures that say, first of all, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. And so as we think, but that thinking in our heart, whatever it is that really gives us that energy, that emotional burst, that so is he. And then whatsoever things you ask for in prayer, believe that you have received them and you will have them. And I love this scripture, and I've shared this so many times, and I will share this over and over, because it's clearly saying, hey, guys, guess what? You don't have it yet. But I want you to believe that you already do. I want you to act as if you already do. How do you do that? Through your imagination. You know, I think it's unfortunate that as we've grown up, we've been shifted out of our dreams and out of our imagination. You look at kids and they can imagine anything. And we've been shifted in such a way to say, this is the way life is. This is the way your life is. This is the way that life is going to be. And don't even talk about something else. And don't talk about it with people who don't agree with it, because then they're going to give you all reasons why it can't ever happen. And we have to become strong enough in ourselves that we stay anchored in our vision for ourselves, our vision for our life. And here's the thing, nobody can think for you, right? Nobody can think for you. So the only person who can change whatever it is you, because you can think for you. And so you create a vision. Now, I am a huge person about visions. I create visions for all kinds of things. And, you know, I created a vision for my home. I created a vision for relationship. I created a vision for my talks. I create a vision for financial well-being. I create a vision for everything. And so much so that if I know that something is coming up that maybe could be a little scary, you know, a meeting or something like that, I'll create a vision for that. And I'm going to tell you something, there is incredible power in that. Power beyond, personally, firsthand experience, what I can tell you. I have seen things shift that have just been like standing back, you would have said, no way. And I know that it was in direct relation to the energy that I was holding about it, because I created a vision and I focused on that. And so you create a vision, you know, where are you at financially in your lives and where do you want to be? Because we get stuck in where we're at and in what is impossible. But it can only be possible if we start shifting our focus. And so, and we get stuck because, we're on a limited income or whatever. We have these limitations in whatever mind. But here's what I'm going to tell you. God is so big. Your good will come to you in the most amazing ways. It's mind-boggling. But only if we can take the blinders off, let those walls of knowing down. And I love the prayer of Jabez where it says, increase my territory. It's like, whoa, look at all of this. I just wasn't even seeing it before because all I could see was this. And so we create a vision. And so, one of mine for prosperity was more of an affirmation about how I wanted to feel. So it went like this. My prosperity decree: I am so grateful for peace of mind, body, and spirit when I think of money. Because I don't know about you, but my mind, body, and spirit were not peaceful when I used to think about money. I love the excitement that I have about money. I'm so grateful that I have more than enough to buy whatever I desire, to do whatever I desire, to give whatever I desire. And there's an endless supply, always enough, more than enough, overflowing abundance. Thank you, God. That makes me feel good. Like I can feel that energy in there. And that's what you want to get to. Something that makes you feel really good. So if you're desiring, you're looking right now and you're thinking, oh my gosh, I'm not going to have money for retirement. Well, as long as you keep looking at that, guess what? And so we create a vision and we think, okay, what would it be like if I had more than enough money for retirement? What would that feel like? What would I be doing? How would I be doing things differently today? So you really start to dig into that and say, oh, wow, it feels so good. I know that I am taken care of for the rest of my life. I'm so grateful that when I retire, I'm going to get to travel. I'm going to get to this, that, so you really dig into your vision. I want to share with you that there was a point at which we rented, my first husband and I, we rented when we first moved here for about 12 years. And our credit was not good. But it was like we just really wanted to buy a house. And so I create a vision. And I not only create the vision, but I'm going to tell you, at that house that we lived in for 12 years, there was no dishwasher. And so I not only created the vision, I bought the dishwashing detergent for the dishwasher to have as a visual for myself and looked at that. And so, just feeling into the vision, well, I would walk around the neighborhood. And one day I went out for a walk and I always kind of walk the same way, but I got to this corner and it was just like something nudged me to turn right. So I turned right and I went down. At the very end of the street, there was this house, it's like one of those moments where it's like, no. And I could tell I just loved this house and it was for sale by owner. So I'm like kind of excited. I go home, I talk to my husband about it. And so we make the phone call. Long story short, we get that house and we should have never gotten a loan for that house in all the realms of, facts. But in the realm of truth, anything can happen. Anything can happen. The same thing happened to me when I got divorced, and I just still didn't have money, and I was looking for a house to rent. And here's the thing, I knew, and I would have people say to me, oh, you're not going to find a house for that much. And I would just stay in my truth and say, I know that I'm going to find the perfect house. And one day somebody came in and just threw a key on my desk when I was at the administrator and said, just go check it out. So I went and checked it out. As soon as I walked in that house, I knew it was just felt so good. And it was even less than I was thinking about paying. So it's like getting out of those limiting ideas. Don't fight for your limitations. Don't do it. Stop it. Just stop it. Because I want you to have your best life. But you're the only one who can shift that. You are a co-creator. Your part is as important because God, divine mind, substance is just sitting here going, whatever you want. And if you want to stay in this realm over here where you're struggling, okay. But if you want to move into a different realm, and you know what, you guys, money's good. Money's good. I don't think any of us could live without money, correct? Money is our bartering. And money is good. And it doesn't mean that we worship money, But I think it's time for us to have a relationship with money in which we feel really good about it, that we celebrate it, that as it comes in, that we do the things that we love to do, that we share in ways that we would love to share, that it feels so good to us, because that's the experience that we all have the opportunity of having. And I want all of us to have that experience. When I look out, I just love you guys. I mean, we've been together for a long time, most of us, and I want us all to have that experience. So your homework this week, if you choose to do it, is to really sit down and either write out a vision or take time to go into that place of imagination. And, if you're looking for a house, walk yourself through the house that you would love to have. If you would like a new job that pays well, you feel what that experience would feel like. Whatever it is, it's up to you. It's up to you. And I'm going to remind you one more time, you have everything that you need right here, right now, in order for you to live your best life, the life that you truly, truly desire to live. And I support you 100% in that. And I say, namaste. Namaste.